Hello and welcome to Simple Technology channel, where we talk about the latest inventions of the world of technology in very simple language. Today we will talk about nanobots. According to former Google scientist Ray Kurzweil, human will achieve immortality with the help of nanobots in just 7 years, that is by 2030. So, are you also curious to know the world of nanobots? Then let us explore this unique technology today. In this video, we will try to understand how this complex technology works, how this technology can potentially impact our lives from medicines to cleaning the environment, and also we will learn how nanobots can revolutionize various industries. Imagine thousands of robots so tiny that they could fit on the tip of a needle to perform tasks beyond our imagination. These things may seem like science fiction to you, but they are closer to the reality, and whenever you have new technology, there are new dangers associated with it. What is nanotechnology and how does it work? Nanotechnology is a field of science and engineering of extremely small things. It involves working with very small materials and devices, which you cannot see even with a normal microscope. 1 nanometer is 1 lakh times smaller than the width of human hair. With these tiny blocks, scientists and engineers can create extremely precise machines and amazing things. These microscope machines can do all kinds of helpful things, like repair things inside our body and clean up pollution from the environment. What is nanobots? Now let's talk about nanobots. Nanobots is a short form of nanorobots, in which incredibly small machines or devices are used with the help of nanotechnology. Nanobots is a science of engineering, technology, chemistry, and biology. And speaking in the simple language, nanobots are a small machine or device that operates on nanoscale, which is measured in nanometer, which means that they have the ability to perform complex tasks. These tiny robots are designed to perform specific tasks at a molecular or cellular level, which involves manipulating and controlling a substance at atomic and molecular levels using nanotechnology. As such, they are made up of separate parts, usually carbon nanotubes, and they are programmed to perform certain tasks which are powered by electricity. So how did it all start? Well, in 1959, American theoretical physicist Richard Feynman gave a speech titled "There's Plenty of Room at the Bottom." In this, Feynman envisioned a day when a machine could be miniaturized and vast amount of information could be encoded into tiny structures. Although Feynman was a Nobel Prize winner, he was largely ignored for some decades. Well, in 1986, engineer K. Eric Drexler quoted Feynman's speech in his book Engineer of Creation, The Coming Era of Nanotechnology, and said that imagine a world where an entire library could be formed on a sugar cube-sized chip. Drexler saw all kinds of uses of these machines, from external uses like cleaning environmental pollutants by removing particles from the air, to internal solutions like fighting diseases, cleaning blockage in the human body, and so on. Nanobots are certainly being used in many fields, from medical treatments to manufacturing and environmental engineering. They are already being used in drug delivery, tissue engineering, and even space exploration. How do nanobots work? Nanobots are powered by small batteries and are programmed to perform a certain task. They are programmed to move around, interact with environment, and even detect and respond to certain stimuli. Depending on the task given to them, they can be programmed to run autonomously or respond to remote commands. Some nanobots can also be programmed to self-assemble and repair themselves. Presently, what types of nanobots exist? Now you might be wondering what types of nanobots exist today. Researchers at the University of Mainz in Germany have created the smallest real-world engine ever made from just one atom. Just as normal engine converted heat energy into motion, this small nanobot's engine works in the same way. The atom is trapped in an electromagnetic cone, which is repeatedly heated and then cooled with the help of a laser. This causes it to move back and forth like a small piston. Ohio State Engine designed and built complex nanoscale mechanical parts using the process called DNA origami. This proved that the general design principle used to build basic machine parts could also be applied to DNA producing complex control components on a smaller scale. Zurich, together with Technion researchers, had developed an elastic nanosumer approximately like 15 million meters long and 200 nanometers thick that can be moved in biological liquid environments. These nanoswimmers are magnetically controlled and can be used to deliver targeted therapies to specific individual cells. At the University of Cambridge, they have developed ANTS, Acute Nanotransducers. Now, these are tiny engines that are capable of delivering approximately 100 times the force per unit weight ratio than any other motor or muscle. There are many such examples which exist today. Bacteria-powered nanobots, remote-controlled nanorockets, carbon tubes, microsponges, and metamaterials which are quite powerful. So what we are doing with all these applications? The main area of nanobots include drug delivery at the cellular level. This can actually limit side effects and other unexpected reactions from the new pharmaceutical vaccines. We can also use this early detection of diseases. Nanoparticles can accumulate in certain tissue and can scan with an MRI. Helps uncover problems such as diabetes. Nanobots can also keep veins in the arteries clean, removing blockage and plaque from the arteries wall to help fight heart diseases. Now, how can we forget about cancer, in which cell grows abnormally and gradually spread throughout the body? Nanobots can be a valuable weapon for this too, in which by using nanotherapy instead of radiation or chemo or a surgery, only the diseased cell can be targeted and they can be eliminated. Apart from all these, nanobots have tremendous potential in other industries also, like data storage. How many old hard drives and pen drives do you have? Bioengineers and geneticists at Harvard have successfully stored about 700 terabytes of data in only 1 gram of DNA. Now think about this storage. This is equivalent to approximately 2 lakhs of HD movies. This is bigger than the entire Netflix catalog, and all that is in one drop that fits in the tip of your finger. And as a Dexter predicted decades ago, it looks like nanobots could really help clean our planet. Carbon nanotube sponges are 100 times stronger than steel, as well as 6 times lighter, and if you drop them into water, they are able to absorb pollutants like fertilizers, pesticides, pharmaceuticals 3 times faster than the current technology. Now let's look at one last possibility that will entirely thrill you or scare you. It can also be used to connect our brain directly to internet. This means connecting our brain directly to the cloud. Inventor and futurist Ray Kurzweil has said that this will be possible by 2030. He has made 147 predictions since 1990s, and 115 of them have come true, with only 12 being disapproved after a year or two. If their trend continues, within the next decade, the foundation will be laid to connect our biological nervous system to the cloud. With this, you can get all the information from Google instantly to your mind. Just think about it. This field promises to bring revolution in many industries, the promise of which is huge. 60 years ago, nanotechnology was just a concept. Today, it is encouraging innovation. Nanotech has many benefits, from healthcare to environment, data storage, and green energy. But along with the innovation, we also have to accept the risk, especially when we're talking about the technology that can manipulate life at the atomic level. Conclusion: as science continues to develop, nanobots will also become more sophisticated, and their malfunction will also become inevitable. But what if they start working extremely well? What if nanobots learn to replicate themselves or become self-aware? Thank you for joining us today. You seem to be knowledgeable about nanobots now. Would you like to feel comfortable with an army of these robots going through your veins? Please share your thoughts in the comment box. Like and subscribe if you like today's content, and it really helps our channels too. Don't forget to press the notification bell for more such mind expanding content. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.